In the vastness of space, amidst a silent sea of stars, one cosmic force reigns supreme over our little blue world, the Sun. It's a glowing titan, a ball of incandescent gas so large it could fit over 1,000,000 Earths within its fiery belly. It has burned for billions of years, and it will continue to burn for billions more. To us, the Sun is life itself. It powers our ecosystems, stirs the winds, guides the oceans, and marks the passage of time. It defines our days, warms our skin, and gives our planet the energy it needs to survive. But this luminous source of life is not serene. It is not calm. Beneath its radiant surface lies chaos. The Sun is a nuclear furnace, a place of unrelenting pressure and motion, where massive currents of plasma twist and churn under the influence of magnetic fields. And sometimes, those tangled magnetic fields snap with staggering force. These explosive events are called solar flares, sudden bursts of radiation that erupt from the Sun's surface and shoot across space at nearly the speed of light. When they head toward Earth, they become more than just a solar phenomenon. They become a threat, a warning, a moment when the Sun reminds us who's really in charge. So what exactly is a solar flare? In simple terms, it's a sudden, intense flash of radiation caused by a violent release of magnetic energy. But to truly understand it, we must look deeper into the very heart of solar physics. The Sun's surface is a boiling sea of plasma, where magnetic fields rise, twist, and tangle in intricate, invisible knots. These magnetic fields store vast amounts of energy. When the tension becomes too great, the fields rupture and reorganize, a process known as magnetic reconnection. In a fraction of a second, stored magnetic energy is unleashed into space as electromagnetic radiation, energetic particles, and searing heat. Solar flares vary in strength. Scientists categorize them into 5 main classes: A, B, C, M, and X. Each letter represents a 10-fold increase in power. A-class flares are the weakest and barely noticeable. C-class might cause minor radio blackouts. M-class flares are moderate and can disrupt satellite operations. But it's the X-class flares, the most powerful, that truly command attention. They are solar monsters, capable of launching planetary-scale disruptions. Sometimes, a flare is accompanied by a coronal mass ejection, or CME, a massive cloud of charged solar plasma hurled into space. If a CME follows the path of a flare and heads toward Earth, the combined effect can trigger geomagnetic storms, auroras, and even infrastructure failures on our planet. When a solar flare erupts, the first thing it sends out is light, electromagnetic radiation, moving at 186,000 miles per second. That means it reaches Earth in just over 8 minutes. There is no warning, no time to prepare. It simply arrives. The good news? Earth is shielded. Our planet is wrapped in a magnetosphere, a magnetic force field generated by the molten iron core at its center. This shield deflects most high-energy particles. Above us, the atmosphere provides a second line of defense, absorbing the most dangerous wavelengths of solar radiation. But these protections aren't perfect. When a strong solar flare hits, it can disturb the upper layers of Earth's atmosphere, particularly the ionosphere, a region filled with charged particles that reflect radio waves. As a result, high-frequency radio communications, used by airplanes, emergency services, and military operations, can suddenly go silent, especially near the poles. Satellites in orbit, critical to weather forecasting, GPS, and communications, are at risk too. High-energy particles from the flare can damage electronics, interfere with sensors, and shorten satellite lifespans. In space, astronauts must seek shelter behind protective barriers to shield themselves from increased radiation exposure. Exposure that, in some cases, could exceed safe limits within minutes. And then there's the power grid. If a flare is followed by a CME, the result can be a geomagnetic storm. Surges of electric current induced in Earth's crust and power lines can overload transformers and knock out entire regions. In 1989, one such storm plunged the Canadian province of Quebec into darkness for 9 hours. In our modern, tech-reliant world, the effects today would be far more severe. Yet not every effect of solar activity is destructive. Some are wondrous, even awe-inspiring. When charged particles from a solar storm reach Earth's magnetosphere, they are funneled toward the magnetic poles. There, they collide with atoms and molecules in the upper atmosphere, mostly oxygen and nitrogen, and transfer energy in a brilliant, colorful release of light. This phenomenon is known as the aurora borealis in the north, and the aurora australis in the south. These natural light shows are visible proof of the ongoing interaction between Earth and the Sun. In the night sky, curtains of green ripple above forests. Veils of red and purple swirl over frozen tundras. Blue streaks flash and fade like waves in a cosmic ocean. During strong solar storms, auroras can be seen far from the poles, as far south as Texas, or as far north as Rome. For thousands of years, auroras have inspired myths, awe, and wonder. But behind the beauty lies a message. The sun is active, and the skies are alive with its energy. We are no longer blind to the sun's moods. In the 21st century, we watch our star constantly. Space agencies around the world have developed an array of tools and missions dedicated to observing solar activity and forecasting its effects. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captures the sun in stunning detail, revealing flares and magnetic storms in extreme ultraviolet light. The Parker Solar Probe, launched in 2018, is flying closer to the sun than any spacecraft in history, braving intense heat to study its outer atmosphere and magnetic fields. Meanwhile, the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory and ESA's Solar Orbiter monitor solar winds and coronal behavior. These missions feed data to scientists who analyze solar cycles, spot sunspots, and calculate the likelihood of upcoming flares. When a dangerous event is detected, alerts are issued to power companies, airlines, satellite operators, and government agencies. In a world that relies on electricity, GPS, and constant communication, even a few hours of warning can make the difference between protection and catastrophe. But space weather prediction is still in its infancy. Unlike hurricanes or earthquakes, we can't yet forecast exactly when or where a solar flare will occur. We're learning, improving, but the sun keeps its secrets well. The sun is both a beacon of life and a source of cosmic risk. It has burned for billions of years, and we owe our very existence to its light and heat. But as we build a civilization more dependent on technology, more vulnerable to the heavens, we must remember, the sun does not revolve around us. Its flares are not sentient, not malicious, but they are powerful, and they are inevitable. We are just beginning to understand their full implications, how a single flare, born in a distant patch of plasma, can affect global communications, imperil astronauts, and light up our skies with fire. So we watch the sun, we listen to it, we learn from it, because though it burns far beyond our reach, its influence is never out of range. The sun's fury is real. Its beauty is undeniable, and its power is a force we can never afford to ignore.